I'm a very vocal person. I am somebody I don't feel ashamed of anything. Whatever changes I might feel in my life, whatever new opinions I might have, or if I'm not feeling a certain way, I'm somebody I ask for help without shame. I ask for support very promptly, and that has always helped me.
What would you still prefer, OTT or box office?
If I like the film, I'll do it. If I don't, I won't do it. It's as simple as that.
Working out?
I mean, I like working out. I love the feeling post-workout.
Late night binging?
Oh.
If there's acting, there's definitely a Radhika Apte. Join me in welcoming none other than Radhika.
Thank you.
Welcome to ETimes, Radhika. So happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So obviously we're going to talk about Vikram Vedha first because it's just around the corner, and more than anything else, it was such a huge, well-acclaimed film down south.
Yes.
And loved. According to you, what were the challenges, that you feel, in making that film in Hindi could be?
I don't know. I mean, that's a director's question, I think. For me, I had watched the film, and then by the time I shot it was a while later, so I had forgotten, so I don't even remember what it was in the original. So I did it as if it was a brand new script and a brand new film, so I didn't really feel any burden or any...
The pressure that
not
you were
at all.
carrying from that?
No. But I've often asked this question to directors, that how do you feel, what difference do you feel that you're making the film in a different language? And they said that just actors bring very different perspectives to the roles, so that's probably, yeah.
So you've worked with Saif before, right? You worked with him at Sacred Games, in Bazaar, and now in Vikram Vedha you're playing his wife. How was it working with him, and could you tell us a little bit about your role as well?
I really enjoy working with him. I like the fact, I mean, he's very well read, and he's interested in a lot of different subjects, so it's always interesting talking to him. He's also been here in the industry for a while, so there's a lot of stories, and I like just how change that the industry's seen, so I think that I find fascinating. And I really like his sense of humor, so it's always fun to be around him. And I think because we've worked before, and also he's very straightforward, quite easy to work with. There's a lot of comfort, both on screen and off screen. So that was really interesting. I play his wife. I'm not really supposed to give away what it is, but I'm a lawyer. And the character does have a very interesting question that sort of it asks in the film.
Radhika, you've done films like Parched as well, right? And now when you've done an Andhadhun, you've done like Vikram Vedha right now. What, according to you, is a more creatively satisfying role for you?
It depends on the film. It doesn't depend on the box office, really. It just depends on the film. I mean, are you asking me which role it is, or?
No, what according to you feel, you feel more creatively satisfied or inclined to?
Depends on the role. It really depends on the role. Yeah. It could be a very simple role, doesn't matter. I mean, it depends on how it's done. It depends on whether you liked it, had fun in making it happen, and so.
Okay. In a recent interview, you also said that, sometimes, the freelance work that you do comes with a lot of insecurity, comes with a lot of vulnerability. How do you sort of tackle all of these things?
I think any freelance world across anywhere does have uncertainty, and that uncertainty causes anxiety, insecurities. It's just a part of the game. It's nothing. It's not like a. But I think you learn with time. After many rejections, you get used to them, I think how I deal with it is I do something constructive rather than sitting and whining about it. So I will watch more different kinds of cinema that inspires me. I will read. I will go meet people who I admire and talk about their work. Now I'm learning script writing, which keeps me very busy and happy. So I think you have to find a way to use your time constructively, because in a freelance industry, any freelance industry, there's time between two projects, right? And that's where the uncertainty is, and you have to, if you engage with more constructive ways to spend that time rather than giving in to your insecurities, then it can get cyclical and also sort of habit, like you can get into that habit, and it's very hard to get out of it.
Yeah. But is there something that Radhika does to take care of her mental health and keep that in check?
I'm a very vocal person. I am somebody I don't feel ashamed of anything. Whatever changes I might feel in my life, whatever new opinions I might have, or if I'm not feeling a certain way, I'm somebody I ask for help without shame. I ask for support very promptly, and that has always helped me. Because if I'm depressed, if I'm anxious, I make sure that I find a therapist. I tell my friend, I tell my family that they're aware of it, and then they can offer me help. And I literally take it, always take it. And I like to be there for them as well. I've always taken therapy quite regularly. It just helps me. I find it fascinating, therapy, because it's such great, like, different perspectives on situations, yourself, whatever it is. I find it fascinating, yeah.
If there's one role of yours that you feel, you could have done slightly differently, which one would that be?
I don't know. What is in the past, I leave it behind, so I don't know.
You also said that you don't have any regrets in life. How's that possible?
I don't have any regrets in life, actually. I really don't. I mean, momentary regrets, yes, like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Ooh, actually, the only regrets I have is when I see my interviews later on. and when the headlines come, and I was like, why did I say that? Because of course they were going to make that into a headline. That's what I regret.
But no particular role or any choices that
no,
you've made
no,
in
no.
life
I think
as
everything
such.
that you choose in life, it's a choice you've made at that particular point. What's the point in regretting? And anything that happens, there's always something to learn from it, and always something positive in it. There is always something positive. If you look, there's always is.
How do you feel that OTT platforms, kind of waved or parted away in, shaping your career?
It sort of did. It wasn't planned, but it did. I think it was probably harder for me to make an impression on the box office because of certain choices I was making. So I think OTT, when it came and launched, it had a different idea of how the content would be, and then it sort of fit my idea of content a bit more at that time. And so very unexpectedly, I think it was 2018, wasn't it? When, I mean, I did not expect to have so many memes.
Do you have any favorite out of those?
Actually, I've forgotten. I have terrible long-term memory. I've forgotten, but I remember loving each and every one. I loved all of them.
Because, when you probably started, now the lines are blurring. Back then, it was
Yes.
still kind of there.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even now, I mean, if you ask some of the very big actors, they want to have a big debut because it's their debut on OTT. I just don't look at things like that. I feel like good film is a good film, bad film is as in, if bad film, or again, it's my opinion, but I'm saying you like it, you do it, don't like it, don't do it. That's the simple rule I follow.
Another thing, Radhika, is that, you've been somebody who's spoken about beauty standards a lot. Something that you don't approve of and something that, you kind of voice out for. I want to ask you, why are you so strongly opinionated on that? And what, according to you, is beauty?
So I'm so opinionated about that is because I grew up in this country. I've grown up with all those things, looking at, feeling, oh, I'm not beautiful, I'm not sexy, I'm not this, and I'm not that. And that is because we have certain norms. Please don't make this into a headline. But we have certain norms of beauty which I don't believe in. I really don't believe in that. And we talk about accepting our body. We want to feel accepted by our own selves and others, and we want to grow up fearless, not fearing age, not catering to other people's standards of anything. We talk about all these things. When you want a change, you have to be a part of the change. And I find it heartbreaking when some of my really favorite actresses from Hollywood are unwatchable on screen anymore. I really cannot watch them. My heart hurts, actually, because they're so good and I can't any longer watch them. And teenage girls in, I mean, I'm talking only about women, but it's actually
both,
across genders.
Yeah.
But for teenage girls asking for nose jobs and whatever job, the problem is, it is very addictive. These things, and once you succumb to feeling that I don't like something about myself continuously, something which is as looks, which the one thing you cannot change is your looks, and I mean you can now, but age, so I do want to live a life where I really enjoy growing old. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am happy. I never hide my age, and I think the world would be a better place if we didn't hate growing old.
But right now so much is changing. Like, for example, even the Miss Universe pageant, they became so much more inclusive. They said that, we're going to have women who are married now, women who are mothers, also be a part of it. Even on our ramps, we see all of that changing right now. People are being accepting, lesser Photoshop. Do you think that's a positive side? Or just we're heading there, at least?
It is definitely changing in the sense that women are all everybody, the representation is changing. Let's just say that, you know, people are getting more inclusive, they're representing the diversity, so that is happening. But because the medium is now phone, you know, the constant bombardment of what others are doing, how do they look, and it's also increasing. So people are more and more conscious about what they wear, how they look every day.
This,
yeah, you know, so that's also scary. So I think there are two things that are increasing, but change will always happen. Change is inevitable. Things will change, and I think, I mean, what's happening in Iran is absolutely horrendous. So I think women in certain parts of the world are a bit more empowered, but not everywhere either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's just important to talk about such things,
Yes.
because then that becomes very empowering.
100%.
And you've been one person who's always spoken about
Absolutely.
it. So it just became very relevant to ask you,
No, of
do
course.
you see that change?
Yeah, I do see that change in certain parts, definitely. I mean, we were sitting here and doing our jobs many years ago, it wasn't possible. So definitely changing, and that you need to change much more. And we need to be a part of it.
Your take on this whole cancel culture that's going on in Bollywood right now, boycotting films and stuff like that?
I think, I mean, it's so scary, isn't it, to talk about anything. I think in the world in general, there's a lot of intolerance. I don't think it's just India. I think it's across the world. There is growing intolerance, and you can have whatever opinion you want to have, but we are not really ready to listen to other people or coexist with people who have different opinions. And I think we are one of the biggest democracies, and freedom of expression and freedom of speech. I mean, otherwise, other than that, there's no democracy. So without that, there's no democracy. So but it's happening worldwide. It's like literally a wave of this coming up. So wherever you can, be empathetic and be compassionate. Opinion is just an opinion. There's so many people, whatever the population, there'll be that many opinions, and you can change your own opinion with time. You know, you always change your opinion. We change, and yeah, we have to coexist with everybody.
Yeah, that's also true, because there's so much that goes into making a film. It's
Yes.
like, you know, from big to small, everybody's
Yeah.
working, you know, and when something
Yeah.
like this happens, it's bad for all of us.
Of
you
course
know?
it is.
It's something that none of us appreciate.
Much larger than
Much
just a film
Yeah.
film not doing well.
Yeah.
That's not that. It's much larger.
Yeah, starts with trolling and then gets to all these things. So fun
Yeah.
trolls, works, okay,
Yeah.
maybe it's a mind change, but things like these definitely
Yeah.
have not to be considered.
100%, because
Yeah.
I think the young people have so much energy, and that's channeled in a way which I find it's a bit concerning. Yeah.
If there was a piece of advice that you could give to like a younger Radhika, what would that be today?
Go study drama.
Why go study drama?
I wish I had studied drama. I mean, I do enjoy, I'm very glad I studied mathematics and economics. I really thoroughly enjoyed my college days, and I loved it. But sometimes I feel like I would have loved to study drama properly. Like read all of those books and like do those projects and meet all different students from across the world, and I would have liked to do that.
So now that you're studying script writing, why? Is there a passion? Would you write something in the future?
I always wanted to write because I was not very satisfied with the work that I was getting. Some of it was excellent, but it was not coming that regularly. So, as I said, how to keep yourself occupied, I wanted to create content which stimulates my mind and stimulates my creative side as well. But I never had the time, because, you know, once you're in it, and then you're working 24/7. So pandemic happened, and then finally I got the time to write, and I really am enjoying it. I'm not very good at it at the moment, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm getting better, I think.
So happen, yes.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah,
I'd love to write and direct. Actually, that is something that I'd like to do. But what happens in India when we started? Not India. Whenever you're giving interviews, they're like, "So can we see something?" And I don't like to jump to that because I'm not a big planner. So I'm like, I'm studying right now. Isn't that enough? Good enough.
Okay. Radhika, has there ever been a case wherein, you know, you were offered a film and, you know, you were promised a lot of creative scope and opportunity, but it didn't kind of go that way? Like something
many
changed.
times.
But then how do you navigate through that?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes, like, you're told that it's going to be this film. We are writing the script. Please say yes. We've told you the story. Then a week before the or even sometimes mid-shoot, they just give you a script which you go like, I didn't agree to this. Sometimes you feel like, I didn't agree to this, but this is even better. Great. Sometimes you go like, this is not, I wouldn't be comfortable doing that. Sometimes you can put your foot down. Sometimes I'll let go, because sometimes it's just too hard to keep saying that no, 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 because yeah, it's hard. Sometimes you make mistakes, but it's okay. You make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
You know, in every industry, I'm a part of this industry myself, right? When women are slightly more smarter, intelligent, or opinionated, you're judged and questioned.
Oh yeah.
As you said, sometimes you navigate, sometimes you hold back, but you're somebody who comes across as a person who always speaks her mind.
Yeah, I will speak my mind for sure. They will know what I feel.
Okay. So how is it that, you know, you kind of wrapped yourself out in this bubble to be like, no, this is who I'm going to be no matter what happens? Did it come to you naturally? Is it something that you were always like this, or you sort of like evolved as you became a part of the industry?
No, I've always been like that.
Okay.
In fact, I wish I was a little the opposite. Can a little bit like have some control over what I say. I really wish, but I genuinely don't. And even if I sometimes plan that I'm not going to say that, it comes out of my mouth. I can't hide what I feel. If you ask me. If you don't ask me, I might not tell you, unless it's about me and you're making me uncomfortable or whatever. And I'm told I'm difficult because of that. But tough shit, man. I mean, what can I do?
Take it or leave it. Okay, Radhika, on a lighter note, I'm just going to play like a fun game with you.
Okay.
Okay, it's called Love or Hate. I'm just going to throw words at you and you have to say whether you love it or you hate it.
Sure.
All right? Okay,
it has to be that extreme.
I mean, just the middle way. We take it in a more light, fun way. You can say like it or you can say dislike it. Like, we can do that for you. Okay? All right. So, social media.
I mean, moderate, I think medium. There are advantages of it. If I keep control, I have an app limit. 10 minutes, it sleeps. Okay. If I adhere to that, it's good. Sometimes something pops up, then it goes wrong. Also, it has that capacity.
Okay, working out.
I mean, I like working out. I love the feeling post-workout. But this going to workout, I've struggled all my life.
Everyone.
Like every day.
Yeah,
every day. Like finally my partner, 3 days ago, I was on a bicycle. And I said, I can't be bothered to exercise. And he told me, okay, you say this every day. As in without a single break. So just tell yourself you're going to hate it for the first 15 minutes. So don't be surprised that you're hating it. I said, that's true. So now I'm like, yeah, of course I'm hating it. So I'm actually that's working at least right now.
Okay.
But post-workout feeling, there's no other feeling better than like that feeling. That's the best feeling in the world.
Do you cook?
I cook.
So then cooking is a love for sure.
Yes, I love cooking. I mean, in India, I cook much less. I barely cook actually. I hardly cook. In London, I cook every day. Okay.
Late night binging?
Oh, with age, it's getting harder to late night binge these days. But you talk about food binging. Yeah. I mean, earlier I used to eat anything at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. But now it's hard to eat and just be like.
So hate it.
No, I love it. I love it.
Still love it. Guilty.
Yeah,
guilty
as
pleasure.
Charged. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was playing a game. I forgot.
No, it's fine. We can. It's not rapid fire. We can.
No, I do like. I do. My mind likes it. My body doesn't like it. No.
Okay. Red carpet appearances.
I don't like them. Yeah, I don't love them.
Okay.
I like to see the pictures later on that, I was there.
Looking so nice.
The experience is quite hectic.
Okay. Makeup.
Not a big fan. I love being without makeup.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I really am not a big makeup fan.
Sky high heels.
Sorry?
Sky high heels.
I don't like heels, period. Look, I don't like heels at all.
Okay. Bollywood parties.
Very rarely there are fun parties. And when there are fun parties, I love them.
Okay.
Like, if it's a fun party, I absolutely love it. But if it's something you have to go for, then I don't like it.
Movie promotions or show promotions?
Neither. I don't like promotions.
Okay.
I've never met anyone who likes promotions. I don't know, Shah Rukh Khan, I don't know. He's good at it.
Gossiping?
I love gossiping.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love gossiping. It's the only time you feel you can be absolutely rubbish.
and chill.
Yeah, but my thing is though, I forget.
Okay.
I actually forget what someone told me 3 days ago.
Okay.
So, I can
you
tell...
have the Ghajini syndrome, probably.
Yeah, I forget. Like, my mind forgets. I think it's not important, so it forgets.
Yeah. Okay, lastly, reading.
I love reading.
Is there something that you're reading right now?
What am I? I'm reading a book called Anonymous Sex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Radhika, lastly, talk to us a little bit about your upcoming projects. If you've signed something new, something that you can talk to us about also.
Yeah, well, I have Monica on My Darling releasing this year. Then I have Mrs. Undercover, a film again, which I don't know when it's releasing, but that's ready to release. I have sort of signed one film here, one film in the two films in the UK and a film in USA. They're all quite smaller films. They're not like big films. They're smaller films, but I really like all of them. Now, if they happen and how and when they happen, is we're figuring it out.
Okay. Radhika, lastly, I want to ask you, from Vikram Vedha, what are your expectations like?
I think everyone's going to love it.
Yay!
I have high hopes, actually. The trailer received a lot of love, and I have a good feeling about it.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. Thank you so much for chatting
Thank
to
you.
ETimes. It was lovely talking to you.
Same. Thank you very much.